Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be sewing a book band pen pouch, and we will do two different versions. So if you are a true beginner, version 1 will be the one for you. And if you've sewn a few projects and maybe you're curious about sewing zippers, you might want to sew version 2 for you. So let me talk a little bit about version 1 first. Its finished size is 8 inches by 2 inches. So if you're sewing it for a smaller book, then I actually recommend this version because it's a nice height for a lot of smaller notebooks. And then you can just slide your pens right on into that pocket. Now version 2 has a zipper, and it actually finishes at 9 inches high by 3 inches wide, mainly because we use an 8-inch zipper, so it naturally is going to be a little bit longer, and you want to be able to put some stuff in that zipper pouch. So I definitely made it deep enough for that as well. So you can throw a few extra pens or stickers, whatever you want. Let me know in the comments down below which version you end up liking more. Now let's jump on in and start sewing. For version 1, you will need one piece of fabric cut 3 inches by 13 inches, and that is for your pocket. Then you will have your outer fabric cut 3 inches by 9 inches, and you will also need some interfacing cut just a little bit smaller than the 3 inches by 9 inches. You will also need one piece of elastic. I prefer the 1/2 inch elastic and cut it at the length of 9 inches. The first thing you'll do is you will need to add your interfacing to the back of your outer fabrics. To do this, take it to your iron and press it in place following your interfacing's instructions. Do this for the backs of both of those outer layers. Next, we want to prep our pocket, so you will fold it wrong sides together and press along that top edge. Take that to your sewing machine and sew a top stitch along that top folded edge. And I like to do 2 top stitches. So I'll do one at 1/8 of an inch and one at 1/4 of an inch. And I just think it gives a nice elevated look that way. Once the pocket is prepped, then it's time to prep the 2 back pieces of fabric. So lay your pocket on the right side of one of the backings, and then grab your elastic, center it on the opposite backing, again on the top fabric, and clip everything in place. Then you can take this to your sewing machine and you will attach everything with a basting stitch. So a basting stitch is just a stitch length that's probably the longest your sewing machine will go, 4 millimeters in length. And just do about 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. You don't want it to be too far into your panels because you don't want to see this seam once you sew these 2 panels together. We just want to hold this stuff in place so that the next step is just that little bit easier. And now that both of your panels are fully prepped, you will lay them right sides together and then clip around the entire thing. However, leave one side open about 3 to 4 inches. I like to mark this opening with a different pin. That way when I go back to my sewing machine, I don't forget the section that I am supposed to leave open. So once you have everything pinned and clipped in place, then take it back to your sewing machine and sew a 1/2 inch seam allowance, starting and stopping with a back stitch, starting of course where that different pin is, going all the way around, and stopping where that different pin is. Then trim away all 4 corners and a little bit along those edges, but don't trim that opening. We want that full 1/2 inch by that opening. Turn your project right side out and give it a nice press. Now, if you're struggling with some of the corners, you can use a pin to gently pull out some of those corners. And of course, I love to use my chopstick to reach on in and gently push out those corners. So between your chopstick and a pin, you should be able to get your corners looking nice. Then give it a nice press, and of course that open edge you will press with those edges folded in and clip that in place. Then we'll take it back to our sewing machine and we are going to sew between 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 inch around the entire project, starting and stopping with a back stitch. And as you come to that elastic band, you will easily be able to just pull it out of the way of your sewing foot and continue sewing all the way around. So you don't actually sew across that elastic band. And my final recommendation is that you use a sewing stiletto. It will help you push this through your sewing machine when you get to the corners and you find your sewing machine might start eating up those corners. A sewing stiletto is your best friend. So we've sewn version 1 and now it is time for version 2. But before we jump into that tutorial, I would like to ask you, if you are enjoying this tutorial, please hit that thumbs up button because that lets YouTube know that this is a good tutorial to share with others. And if you don't want to lose me here on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. All right, let's sew version 2. Version 2 has a few more extra pieces you will need to cut out. Once again, for the pocket, you will cut it 3.5 inches by 13 inches in length. You will also need one zipper tab, cut 2 inches by 3 inches. Then you will need 2 pieces of fabric for your outer fabric and 2 pieces of fabric for your lining fabric. All 4 of those pieces will be cut 3.5 inches by 10 inches. Then you will need to cut out 2 pieces of your interfacing. Cut that, once again, just a little bit smaller than your outer fabrics. You will also need an 8-inch length zipper. Now this zipper is measured from the head of the zipper to the end of the zipper teeth. We are not including the excess zipper tape on either end as part of that 8-inch measurement. A number 5 zipper is the best way to go. It's a little bit of a thicker zipper, and of course, plastic teeth are so much better when you are a beginner sewer. I highly recommend this batch of zippers in particular. I just love the look, and they come in a whole bunch of different lengths. I will have it linked in the description down below. Then, once again, you will need a 1/2 inch elastic and cut it 10 inches in length this time. And one optional item is this roll of tape that I have here. I will definitely have it linked in the description down below as well. I just love using it to add my zippers, but it is optional. You do not need this to make this project. The first step will be to attach your interfacing to the backs of your outer fabric pieces. So take those to your iron and press them in place the same way that I showed you in version 1. Then we will move on to prepping our pocket, and we will again do that the exact same way as version 1. Fold it wrong sides together, press along that top edge, and then using a top stitch, sew a 1/8 of an inch seam allowance across and a 1/4 inch seam allowance across, and then you will have your prepped pocket. Now it's time to prep our zipper. So grab that zipper tab and fold it in half along the long edge, and then fold those 2 raw edges in. I just finger crease this, and you'll have a little zipper tab here that is about a 1/2 inch in depth. So your zipper tape may be longer than that. Just trim your zipper tape so that it is a 1/2 inch. And then you can tuck it into that little zipper tab that we just created, clip it in place, and take it to your sewing machine, sewing a top stitch across that open edge. So the edge that's folded facing towards the zipper. Once that seam is sewn, then you can just trim the end of that zipper so that the excess fabric is in line with the zipper tape itself. Now it's time to just baste stitch our pocket onto one of the outer fabrics. So just lay it along the edge of one of your outer fabrics, clip it in place, bring it to your sewing machine, and sew an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance around that outer edge, holding that pocket nicely in place, of course starting and stopping with a back stitch. And now it's time to add your zipper. Your zipper needs to lay on your outer panel in a very specific way. So make sure that your pocket is on the right-hand side of your panel, obviously, face up. Then you'll lay your zipper face down on top of that. When the zipper is closed, you want that zipper head on the left-hand side of the panel. You will notice the importance of this when you're actually putting your finished pouch onto a book. So as you can see here, I'm using my double-sided tape. The reason for that is I find it just secures my zipper in place so that it doesn't shift around under my sewing needle later on. I do like to lay it so it's sticking out a little bit above the actual end of the fabric panel because it's a 1/4 inch in depth, and sometimes my seam ends up a little bit less than that, and then all of a sudden the tape is poking out. So if you're using the double-sided tape, I do recommend, if it's a little bit thicker, to have it sticking a little bit past the end of the panel. So lay your zipper face down, and on the right-hand side, you see I've got the zipper tab that we attached to the end of the zipper. Make sure that that is laying a 1/2 inch in from that outer edge. Then you can line your zipper up along that top edge. Of course, it's face down, and clip it in place. And on the left side of your zipper, you have some excess zipper tape. Take that and fold it towards the upper raw edge of your panel. That will create a bit of a triangle end, and clip that in place as well. Next, we will grab our lining, laying it right side face down, creating a bit of a zipper sandwich, and clip that in place as well. Then take it to your sewing machine and sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance across that edge. Now when you're sewing, as you get towards the zipper pull, then you can stop with your needle into the fabric but lift up your sewing foot, reach inside, pull that zipper pull out of the way, and then you can carry on sewing down the rest of the edge. Of course, you will use a zipper foot and start and stop with a backstitch. And this is what that will look like once that seam is sewn. As you can see, it's starting to look adorable. Now flip both the outer panel and the lining so that the wrong sides are facing together, and just with your fingers, press along that sewn seam. Then it is time to make a second zipper sandwich using our last 2 panels. Start by laying the outer panel right side face up. As you can see, I am adding that double-sided zipper tape once again. However, that is an optional step. Then lay your zipper right side face down, once again making sure that that zipper tab is laying an inch away from that outer edge. Then on the opposite end, fold that zipper tape back up towards that raw edge. Clip that in place. You can add more of the double-sided zipper tape if you'd like. Then lay your lining fabric right side face down along that edge once again, clipping that in place. Then you can take this to your sewing machine and once again sew that 1/4 inch seam allowance, starting and stopping with a backstitch using that zipper foot, and of course stopping to pull that zipper head out of the way when you get to that point. All right, the hard part is over, and now we just need to finish this project up. So lay the outer panels so that they are laying wrong sides together with the lining. With your fingers, just press along those sewn seams right by the zipper there. You can clip your fabric in place as well if you would like, and you can take it back to your sewing machine, and this time we are going to sew a top stitch along both of the edges of the zipper. That will hold the outer fabric against the lining. That way, when you're using the zipper later on, that fabric won't get pulled into those zipper teeth. Sew this top stitch 1/8 of an inch from that folded edge. You can or cannot use a zipper foot for this. That's total preference. And of course, make sure it is a top stitch starting and stopping with a back stitch. Now it is time for us to add our elastic. So grab your elastic, cut it 10 inches in length, and then along the back panel, you want to center it and clip it in place. Then take it to your sewing machine, and just even with a basting stitch is just an extra long stitch, just secure your elastic in place, making sure to pull your lining out of the way when you do this step. Now, this step is very, very, very important. At this point in the process, you must open up your zipper halfway. Sometimes I forget this. It is the most annoying thing when I do. Do not forget to open up your zipper. Then lay both of your outer fabrics right sides together and clip them in place. Lay your lining fabrics together and clip them in place. And as you're clipping along that lining's edge, just a reminder, you do need to leave some space to turn your project right side out. So with another pin, just mark that middle section there, leaving yourself between 3 to 4 inches to turn your project right side out. And then as you clip along those side edges, you can peer inside and make those zipper teeth point towards the lining fabric. Then you can clip the rest of that in place. And once again, on this side, you can peer on in, seeing your little zipper tab there that you created, and have it folded going towards the lining as well. Now, before we go to the sewing machine, I want you to feel for the end of the zipper teeth and the end of the zipper tab. So I can just feel that with my thumb, and then I draw with a pen. You can use a water-soluble marking pen if you want, exactly where the end is, because as you're sewing your next seam, you do not want to sew over your zipper tab or the zipper teeth. Then, using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, you will start at one of the open ends in the lining and sew all the way around. And of course, when you get to that center section, make sure that you are not sewing past that marked line you created. Go all the way around the outer fabric, once again making sure that you're following the marked line you created, and then back down towards your lining, starting and stopping with a backstitch. Now, this next step before you turn things right side out is important. Clip away all 4 corners, and because you've added a zipper and you've got some interfacing here, it can get thick. So I like to trim away both of the side edges as well as the outer fabric edge, and I just trim it so that there's about a 1/4 inch amount of fabric sticking out, but I will leave the bottom of the lining fabric untrimmed because you really do need that 1/2 inch extra fabric to fold in to give a nice straight edge to sew across later on. Once you've trimmed away the excess fabric, then it's time to turn it right side out. This is the moment when you realize whether or not you remembered to open up that zipper. So reach on into that lining and turn your project right side out. Gently pushing out those corners. You can use a turning tool, of course. I like to use my chopstick to gently push out those corners. And of course, if you're struggling to really get those corners looking exactly the way that you want, you can definitely use a pin to gently pull out those corners as well. Now it's time to sew that lining shut. So with your fingers, just finesse it and fold the edge on in, clip across that edge, take it to your sewing machine, and sew a seam along that lining's edge, starting and stopping with a backstitch. Then tuck that lining on in, gently push out those corners once again, and if you want, you could even bring it back to your iron, giving it a nice little press. Just be careful, especially if you used plastic zipper teeth, to not get that iron anywhere near those teeth. I must admit, it is hard for me to pick my favorite, but like I said before, I'm very curious to know which version you end up liking best. Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.